Up, it's your boy Chris, and we missing somebody, but this is Table Talk Tuesday. Once again, this is Chris, and where is Cam at? I swear, girl, you gonna come in the picture or not?
Bruh, you supposed to be telling them what we talking about today.
What we talking about today?
You know what we talking about today.
Lord.
All the controversy that's going on.
We talking about.
Chris, don't you think it would be a great idea if you just get married? We talking about women proposing to men.
And as you can see, I just had a heart attack. I died. God had to touch me with his healing hands and resurrect me to life, because ain't no way I'm going to sound as sexist as they come. I'm sorry. I don't know no other way to be. And I'm not trying to be sexist, but y'all just going to say I am, so I might as well just put the tag on myself. No woman should propose to her man. I am sorry.
Dang, I mean, I thought we were supposed to
What's up?
give some discourse first before we
Table talk is over. Turn it off.
But nah, real talk, y'all. It's a phenomenon going on, like Instagram, Facebook, mostly Instagram, but it's this picture. It's a controversial picture out there right now of a woman who's like on her knees proposing to her alleged boyfriend. And I'm guessing, did she say yeah? I don't know. Chris follows the people on Instagram.
No, I just seen the picture. Just like everybody else, I seen the picture and I thought it was intriguing, and I felt like, why not repost it? Because, I was hoping she was tying her shoe and she just got up and she was just saying, hey baby, is my shoe looking good? But from what I was told, she was proposing to him. So I don't follow him, I don't know, but I've heard it, from the comments that I got back on Facebook and the comments that I got on Instagram. Some people feel comfortable. If it works for you, then why not? It shouldn't be no gender roles, and gender roles are made by society and things like that. So all that blah blah hoop But partner, how you feel about it?
I mean, I'm definitely. Hey, you just trying to jump the gun today?
I'm sorry.
I'm definitely traditional by nature. So the wife cooks, she cleans, and the guy goes out there and he makes some money. But I dated guys who are good cooks, and I do cook, so that's not an issue. But I don't know, that is my traditional framework. But I just couldn't see myself proposing to a man, even though I would be categorized as the dominant alpha type woman. I just couldn't see myself proposing to a man. I think it's special. I think it's something that a lot of women look forward to, along with the wedding and the dress and all that. They look forward to that. And I think it really, me and Chris talk about this all the time, it's a heart issue when a woman gets to the point where she's not settled enough in her heart to wait for that man to propose. And I just think it shows a lot of character, for a woman to just be at ease almost about her man coming to her when he feels like the time is right. And of course, hopefully being a godly man, he sought God, he sought counsel, and he feels at peace about making that next move. So, yeah.
Well, I know, even though, I came off very extreme in the beginning, I think, my reasoning is because, for me, is because of the leadership dynamic that needs to take place. Not even just the leadership dynamic that needs to take place for me. It's a few things. One, I feel like the hardest thing to change about a man is his perception. Women are, whenever a woman's heart is captured, a lot of things about her change. For me, because women are more emotional, that's the wonderful thing about a woman, that nurturing spirit based off their heart. Men, we are more logical, and us being more logical men, things have to make sense. Things have to be put in a specific order, and which comes down to perception. If it makes sense to me, then those are the things I do. So I feel like a woman proposing to a man, you're not giving him time. It may be a heart thing for you, but what if it don't make sense to him? And because it's easier for your heart to be captured than his perception to be changed. And I also think, for me, when a man gets to the point where he says, I want to spend the rest of my life with you, I'm hoping that also entails the thought process of saying, I got to provide for this woman. I got to love this woman with all my heart. I got to drop all my side chicks. You know, I have to be committed. And I'm just gonna say, let me preface this by saying I'm talking about the good men. I'm not, because you know there are a lot of men out there that just throw the ring on it so they can make you happy. Let's preface this by saying I'm talking about good men, men of God, men, legit good men who want to make the best effort to see things through. That thought process comes, and it's not just gonna come with you getting on your knees and proposing to me, because we are looking at things, we're looking at this two different ways. If a man isn't ready to settle down or isn't ready to commit, he's just ready to stand at, be my girl and not my wife, you can't change that by proposing. That won't change over time. It's mine, because it doesn't make sense. Why are we, this is too fast for me, this is moving too fast for me. And like I said, I think the hardest thing to change about a man is his mindset on things. And once his mindset is changing, he gets to the point where he understands that, okay, I do want to marry this woman. He's saying, I have submitted to God. I am submitting to you. Me getting on this knee is me showing you my submission to you, to give you everything that God desires from this union that we're about to make. And I just don't know if it's the same process if a woman does it to a man. You know, I don't know. I think it breaks down the whole dynamic of God, the man of the house, the woman of the house, and that whole dynamic. I just think it just shatters that. Because to me, I'm going to be questioning, what else are you going to be jump the gun on before I make the decision with, like, you know, are you going to be the leader of the household? And I don't mind, we both are leaders, but you're going to make other decisions without me. I don't know. It looks too much in the air for me. I just think, I don't think that's the accurate thing to do, people.
Okay. So yeah, Chris mentioned two things. Hopefully I remember them. One of them is just the leadership. Like, as a woman, you want to learn, even in the dating process, how to submit, how to wait, like how to trust him. And I think allowing him to propose helps to build that character. And then two, ladies, there are ways that you can hint to him, you know, in a subliminal way that, you know, like, I'm ready, like, I want to be your wife, I want to spend the rest of my life with you, like, just assuring him that you're going to be committed, and you see him as the father of your children and the head of your household, and all those things to affirm him without taking it over. Like, you know, just what I was just saying, like affirming him and what he does, supporting him and what he does, you know, showing him that you're going to be loyal. All those things will help move him in that direction and help kind of, you know, guide him along to let him know, like, I'm here, like, you don't have to worry about me leaving. So I think if that's your issue, like, dang, we've been dating for 2 years, which Chris and I had a conversation about that earlier, you know, because everybody has their time limit, everybody has their, like,
It's not a table talk.
ticking clock.
It's not a table talk.
Everybody has that. And so you might be at year 2 where you like, dang, you know, I was kind of hoping that we would have been married within year 1 or, you know, at the onset of year 2. So if those things are starting to brew, you know, I think you can, like, be with his boys, or you can, you know, like I said, just encourage him, like, along the way, and just let him know that you're going to be supportive, you're going to be there for him, and, like, let him know, like, you are the one that I want to spend, you know, the rest of my life with, and I want to build a ministry with, and I want to have children with, and, you know, just all those things, like, forget what society says, forget what the movie say about, you know, don't stroke a man's ego. Like, no, you're there to be his helpmate. You're there to support him. So if that's what he needs, you give him what he needs, and you learn that now. You hear me, ladies? You learn that now. You start supporting that man now.
Right. I will say this, and I want to make this clear. A ready man sees a good woman.
Say it one more time, right?
A ready man sees a good woman. And I can even go as far as, because I'm always a stickler for saying there's a difference between a good woman and a woman of God. So I would say a ready man sees a woman of God. And the reason I say this is because you can have a good man if he's not ready and you're a good woman. You're going to go through a lot of issues. If you're, because, and I say this to say, women from birth, whether people want to say it or not, and women, one of the biggest things to them is the marriage, the proposal, the wedding, the day I get married, my marriage day. As a man, I don't come up thinking about that. I'm automatically taught to fight, be a provider for myself early. You have good parents, they teach you, you want to be a provider for your family, but you don't have that vision of the day I get married. So in essence, a woman's mind has already been prepared for it. So when she, as a good woman, meet a man she wants to be her boyfriend, she has already made in her mind, I can see a future with this man. This is the reason why I consider you my boyfriend, because I want to see where this goes, and if it doesn't work, we'll go our separate ways, we'll part ways. But I think it can be ingrained early. For a man, that really, really doesn't kick in until you really in that relationship with a woman. Time goes by and you start thinking, what's next? And I think that's where I don't feel like the woman should propose, because I feel like in essence, you come into it with the thought of, I'm not going to be with nobody I really don't see a future with. I can see myself building with. As a man, we think the same thing, but it may not necessarily, it's a more of a day-to-day process. Like, if it happens, it happens. If it don't. So the dynamic of a woman proposing to a man is, to me, like, well, you've been ready for this since birth. What are we doing? Like, oh, wow, you want to get married? I didn't know we were at that stage. I didn't know to think about that yet. Because I know a lot of good women, for example, I know a lot of good women, they're awesome, amazing women, and they treat their men like kings, and they don't get it in return. No, I'm saying, and it's the same. Oh, yeah, like yeah. I mean, it is. It's another table talk. But, you get these women that are great women, and then they get these men that are good men, but they're not ready men for that process. Their mind hasn't prepared themselves to say, I want to take that next leap. Yeah. So, to me, it's a mental thing. It's a mental thing, and that's why I believe a man should do it, because it's more comfort in knowing that if I'm supposed to die for this woman, if I'm supposed to sacrifice myself for this woman, if I'm supposed to sacrifice my life for this family, if I'm supposed to give my all for this family, let it be a decision that I make, because I got to go to war out there to make sure you good. You are the encourager. The woman plays a pivotal role in the marriage, because, that man don't want to go to war because he's tired, but she encourages him to say, baby, it's worth it, I love you. That's a beautiful thing about a woman. But at the same time, if that man don't feel like he can go to war, that's a mindset thing. You can't force that. And so that's what I say, a ready man sees a woman of God. That's why I just can't condone. Now, if you do it and it work, hey man, it probably worked for some people. I'm just not for it. Don't propose to me, future wife. I don't know who you are, baby. You get on one knee, you're going to need wise counsel, because I'm not going to be too happy with that decision.
Well, you heard our piece. Mine is, I don't think a woman should do that. I think she should settle her heart, be patient, wait, seek out his friends, seek the Lord too, for the Lord to calm your heart. And encourage him if you feel like it's taking a little bit too much time to get to that point. So that's our piece on it. We hope you all like Table Talk today.
Can we do something, y'all? Because I know normally I don't do it. We're gonna do something that we normally do in the beginning. We want to welcome you to Table Talk Tuesday, but we're saying deuces.
Chris did that because I wasn't here in the beginning. Aw, he wanted me to have my part.